there's some exposure here. We are going to sleep good tonight.
That cold time when we were on the plains at the Overgrown, that was pretty effective.
G'day everyone, my name's John and I'm an Offtrack Explorer. Today I went with a group of guys and we went to explore an area at the Main Range National Park. This is Australia up on the screen. Let's zoom into our path and I'll show you where we went today. Main Range is a beautiful mountain range that's about, 85 to 100 kilometres southwest of Brisbane. This is the path that we took today and we went to explore Spices Peak. Now I know this doesn't mean much to you like this at the moment, so let me just swing this around to give you a better appreciation of what we're looking at here. Spices Peak is part of the Main Range National Park, which is this whole band of range right here. Main Range is made up of, there's more than 40 peaks here that are over 1,000 meters in elevation. It's got some of the big ones. For example, South East Queensland's largest mountain or highest mountain, which is Mount Superbus, 1,375 meters height, is located in Main Range. You can sort of see here, Brisbane's over here and all the hustle and bustle. And when we zoom on in, you can see this is where we are. Now, we went to do an overnight hike here. We went on Good Friday, just before Easter, and we discovered sort of last minute that all of the major national parks had their overnight camps sort of all booked out like crazy. They were all sort of in easy to access areas, so we thought let's go somewhere where there's not going to be any people. We had a little look and we saw there's a couple of campsites here at Main Range and no one was going there. There's probably a good reason for it, is because a lot of these campsites are actually rugged and remote and hard to get to. People like the comforts of toilets and just the comforts of nice flat sleeping pads, but we wanted an adventure and that's what we got. Just to give you an idea how to get here, if you're keen on sort of exploring where we went, there's Lake Moogerah. If you know this area, everyone knows Lake Moogerah. You take the Lake Moogerah road turnoff, which is just this road over here. It's past a place called Arachula. And then you're going to be following it all the way to this area called Clumber, and there's a turnoff that goes to Spices Gap Road. Now in the video I'll show you what this looks like. Spices Gap Road, it's a bitumen road up until it starts getting to here, then it changes to dirt track, and you can go up in a standard two-wheel drive. It's better with a four-wheel drive, and I'll show you a little bit of what that looks like. Anyway, you follow it up here. There's a bunch of different campsites up on the left-hand side here. We went all the way to the top, and there is a start point which is over here, and there's sort of this the end of the road is right there. You park your car and off you go. Just as a heads up, there's a beautiful little lookout here. It's called the Governor's Lookout. That's right there, but we went all the way up to the bottom of Spices Peak. Now I'll just say something here. Spices Peak, it's the first time I actually tried to get up here, and it was not ideal conditions. It was rainy, it was quite slippery and treacherous and dangerous. I don't recommend doing this in the wet. At the end of the day, we made a decision to go back down. Just as a heads up, there's a fire trail that goes here. You need to turn off here. This is all overgrown. So it was quite difficult to see initially where the turnoff was, which is why we actually went up here, turned back, and then we found the overgrown turnoff. Then you come up to this escarpment. It's like this, the edge of the cliff. And this is all hard yakka. Like when I say this is rugged, remote, off-track stuff. We came up here and this is a little lookout here. It's quite beautiful actually. We got there at 4:15 and then we said, no, let's push on up. Let's camp up here, mate. And so we actually tried getting up there. Now this is called East Spices Peak and this is West. There's two sides to it. Getting up in the rain, we came up right to the bluff of the peak here, right to the cliff face. And this is actually quite a tricky area to negotiate when you're carrying like 15 kilo backpacks and trying to go up when it's wet and slippery. No, we came to a point where we decided, no, can't do it, too dangerous for the team. And then we stopped. We were only about 15 meters from getting up, but there's a treacherous section you have to negotiate to get up. In the dry, yeah, sure. In the wet, no. We came back down. That was an adventure. Came down in darkness and ended up making our way all the way back to this point here, which is beautiful. That's where we set up camp. Something that was actually interesting is as we're descending down, around, I don't know, it was around this section here, it's already dark. We got our headlights on, it's getting pitch black, and we're hearing voices coming from this direction over here, so just towards our west. We're thinking, is this a group that's going up or coming down? Because it's very hard to tell when it's pitch black darkness and you're just hearing another party. So there were at least two, there were maybe three, we couldn't tell. And we're going down. At some point, this other team could obviously hear us. We had our headlights on. I would estimate that they may have been somewhere over here and we're coming down on this blue line. They cooeyed out to us and we responded. I asked them, you know, are you guys going up or down? They go, we tried to get up, but we couldn't make it, so now we're going down. Kind of thought that maybe they were heading in the direction of the campsites, but at some point we no longer heard them anymore. So I figured they came up via another route. I don't know where, maybe somewhere down in this direction. So it's very, very interesting that we never got to see them, nor did we see any of their headlights. Now, foliage or the trees is so dense here, it's possible we just, you know, may not have been able to see their flashlights. We had ours going, and you certainly cannot hike in pitch black darkness because it's absolutely dangerous, but maybe the forest was so thick we couldn't see their headlights. So if that's you guys, I hope you made it back to your vehicle safely and we made it to our campsite safely, and you know, hopefully we get to meet you guys at some point down the track. It's not an official campsite. I'm just going to switch over the view to Gaia GPS just to give you another view. Now Gaia GPS indicates right here that this is a little campsite. Can you see that little tent sign? There is no name, no official name or anything like this, whereas there are official rugged remote campsites up on these peaks here, and there are many peaks here all along main range, you know, Double Top, Mount Huntley, Mount Aspenium, and all of these up to Steamers up in the southern direction. This one here is nothing official, but it was good enough for us to put our tents there and sleep the night, as you'll see. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this video of our micro overnight adventure, and this will give you a good idea of what the trail is like. Just don't do it in the wet like we did. Hope you watch it to the end, and thank you for tuning in. This is Spicer's Gap Road. Bit of four-wheel drive action. By the time you leave the bitumen area, then you're going to be driving up to towards Governor's Chair on this kind of road. Some sections a bit more rough than other parts, but generally it's okay for a four-wheel drive. There's the Main Range National Park sign. Spicer's Gap camping area, that's one area. We're going to keep driving up because we want to go up to possibly Spicer's Peak and maybe stay the night there, don't know yet. Governor's Chair, 2 kms further up. Okay. All right, what's this? Is this it? Hang on. Warning, vertical cliff. Got our packs. All right, can park the car there. There's a couple of cars parked there. I'm assuming they went up that way. But we're going to the Governor's Chair lookout. Vertical cliff. See, we kind of changed our minds at the last minute. We were going to, not allowed, Lamington National Park. But all the campsites were booked out online according to Parks and Wildlife Service bookings. But then we just decided, no, let's go Main Range. Haven't been to this campsite or to this peak. We'll try Spicer's Peak and we'll just see what we got. Cliff edge. Let's check it out. Oh, this is nice.
I really want to peek what's under this. Hey, this is gorgeous. I say we camp here on this rock. Got Moogerah Dam and Mount Edward there. Beautiful. All right, we are done. That's been 4 minutes of hiking. There's a big fire trail down there, but then over here, this is where you go. It's Overgrown. Let's go over here. Spider web there, guys. And I don't like spiders.
Kevin was jumpy, didn't you say? Oh, dude.
So there's a massive tree that's just fallen over the trail there. And you just keep going. This is very overgrown, check it out. But this is the way you go. The guys are all saying that this is definitely a long pants job. So we all got our hiking pants. Thank God that I got pants on. All right, coming through this overgrown track. It's not really a track, but it kind of is. I can see a sign. There's a sign just up there, you probably can't see it. Lizard Point, okay. And then here's a sign. Rugged remote area. Boys, we're in the rugged area.
I mean, it is pretty rugged.
Okay.
Pretty remote.
Got my web breaker. All right, another sign here just gives you a warning. Please consider. Are you aware of bushwalking safety? Are you carrying a topographic map and compass? Do you understand that a search will not usually be started until you're 24 hours overdue? What? Still going?
Still going.
Turn back. Don't want to do it no more.
We'll take turns every 5 minutes.
Crazy backpacks, they keep hitting the trees. Whew. It is pretty. So we've got a snake here that's sleeping. Oh, its head is in the center. Alright, we'll go around.
Spot.
Got to keep your eyes peeled, eh?
It looks like a big turn.
Coming up to a really steep ascent. That's right where these little black boy plants are starting to grow.
Steps per minute. Steps per minute, sorry. There's a campsite down here too somewhere.
Star picket, yeah. We've had to put our wet weather gear on. It's starting to rain. I think we've come to campsite number 1. We'll just check it out and see if this is where we want to park. Oh, I think this is it. What a view!
This isn't it.
Well, this is
one.
this one for us.
Beautiful.
What a view!
Moogerah.
So what have we got here? Bit of a flat area there. Got a great area here to look out. I think
You keep going.
well, this says this is the campsite. The next point that I pinged is literally, it's the summit of
That's
that
the Spices
Peak.
campsite. Put anything on here.
We're gonna keep on tracking up. It's 4:15. We'll keep tracking up to Spices Peak, seeing if we can get up there. It is raining, or it was raining a little, but we'll see how we go. If not, we'll always just come back here, and this is a beautiful outlook right there. Hey, got all the prickles. Getting to the misty section. Just a little bit further up there. That's where we want to go. It's going to have an immaculate view in the morning, I feel. We're kind of a little bit in the clouds, a bit misty. There is this rugged trail you can follow. So far, so good. It'll work you out though. We're just coming up to a part where a little bit unsure, but we've just made a turn off. And we're just going to scramble up here and see if that's a way up to the summit. Got lots of trees you can grab onto. We're just Jacob's going first. He's the most nimble, and we'll see how we go. Getting there, almost there. Whew. Oh, there's some exposure here. Very slippery. Dad's showing us how it's done. All right. Good. We've come up to the final bluff or cliff face. This is tough. There are a couple of caves. I don't know if you can see it. They're going quite deep. We could sleep in the cave. That was tough. Not gonna lie, that was tough. Oh. Whew. Just got to keep going down there.
I'll just pause the video for a moment here. If you're seriously considering this hike, well, when you come to these cliff edges right here, where my finger is pointing is the route that you will go. There's basically a line of tree growth there. You got to make your way there carefully. This is probably the most treacherous stretch of the hike up to the summit of Spicer's Peak, but that's where you go. And then you find your way up via tree roots and branches, and you'll come up to a bit of the saddle area, and off to the left is the East Peak, and off to the right is the West Peak. But we make a judgment call not to proceed in these conditions. It's not advisable. Don't do it. Better to come back on another day when the weather is dry and you can make your way up to the top safe and sound, and also, most importantly, get back down.
And then it looks like we can maybe climb some tree path there. A little bit of a descent here, just hold on to stuff. All right, we've just made it to a bit of a bluff drop there. It's too much steepness there, and it's wet and rainy. We've made a judgment call. We're going to turn back and go back to that first campsite. I think it will take us maybe half an hour. It's 5:30 right now. I think we've got enough light we can get there safely. It'll be easier going down than up, except for two quite treacherous sections where we've really got to be careful. But that's the judgment call, and yeah, just got to make it back safely.
This is gnarly. This even for me is gnarly. So yeah, Can you see with your glasses?
We are going to sleep good tonight.
Should I start coming?
Yeah, just start coming.
Just be careful not to push out any rocks.
About 50 metres from us we've got another party. We can hear them. Can't see any torches though, but we cooeyed and they said they tried going up, but they're going down now. Haven't seen them yet. It's a race to the campsite. Haven't had a visual of them yet, so it'll be interesting to see who it is.
Well, like that whole time when we were on the plains at the overland, that was pretty effective.
Whoa, bit of, yeah, it's just trying to keep my footing there. Whew.
Yeah.
All right, can't see it, but this is the cliff edge right there where we were at number 1, and this is a pad.
Thank you for keeping me safe.
All right, we're gonna set up camp here.
So are you guys getting other clothes on now, basically? I'm not, but when I go to bed, I
Just setting up our little campsite. It's a little bit hilly, but we're getting there. We are getting there. Righto, we have just opened up our dehydrated meals.
beef teriyaki.
Hey, I'll just show you these dehydrated meals that we enjoyed on this trip really quickly here, but I've done a whole video on what these dehydrated meals actually taste like. So if that's something you're interested in and you want to have a little look, because I got these all on special, we tried all different sorts of dinners and also dessert and breakfast, then head over to my main channel at Gel Builder. There's a video on there. I'll leave a link in the description. Click on it, check it out if dehydrated food is of interest to you for your next overnight camp or your camping adventure.
Beef teriyaki. All right, just hold that. And this is what it looks like. Actually, it looks pretty good. What's your opinion?
Ooh, Asian cuisine out in the bush.
Chicken carbonara.
Yum.
Not
That's
bad.
good.
Yeah. Chicken tikka masala. And inside, ooh, here we got like a curry. The strawberry ambrosia dessert. Marshmallows. Choc chips. This is the bee's knees. It tastes great. Alright, this is our view in the morning. We made it through the night. We've got our cookers going. This one's just about done. And what we're going to have is a cooked breakfast in a bag.
Bit of a rough ground.
Yeah, it was a bit rough, but yeah, hey, we survived.
You've been sleeping on the ground. It wasn't rough. It was actually quite comfy here.
Alright.
You had a good spot, Checky.
Yeah, I had a pretty good spot. But the only thing was, because we were on such an angle, when I kept turning on my side, I kept sliding down.
Down towards your feet, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. This this angle here.
But it was
My
fine.
feet were like pressing against it.
So what do you think of the cooked brekkie, man?
Tastes pretty good.
Is it edible?
Tastes like mush.
It looks like mush.
Should it say mushed breakfast on the front?
Hey, it said there's eggs in there, there's smoked beef,
Smoked beef.
and even some hash brown. It's better than mush.
It doesn't taste bad.
Yeah.
Breakfast.
Look, it's good.
That's better than breakfast I have at home most days.
Right, this is our camping setup here at Main Range today. And waking up to this view. Wow. So yeah, it's a little bit tricky getting down in the rain and the dark and the mud and the sliding from up at the top. We almost made it up to Spicer's Peak, but it was really sketchy. We just had to make a decision and we made the right choice. It was hard getting down just to this campsite. Setting up, it was a little bit drizzly, it was windy, it was cold, but once you get a bit of a meal into you and a cup of hot joe, it really lifts the spirits up. So that's something to keep in mind, you know, otherwise you're kind of like but nice warm meal in your belly and you feel good. Yeah, just beautiful.
So time to pack up. Thanks very much for watching the video. You'll see us clearing up this whole campsite. It's important if you're going to go overnight camping anywhere, clean up the site where you pitched your tent. Okay, it's really important to leave a nice tidy site there. We put our wet clothes back on. That's just part and parcel of the fun. We ain't got no extra dry clothes, so we put on our wet clothes and then we're about to head back down the hill to our vehicle.
That's us all packed up our campsite, and we are now heading back to the car. Nice mini adventure.
So here we are heading down from our campsite, and I think from memory it took us about 40 minutes to get back to the car. Obviously it's always easier going downhill than trying to climb up. Going up with backpacks, it's heavy, it's arduous, but I love this stuff. Here we're coming back past those signs that we saw earlier, reminding us that these are rugged and remote areas. As we got a bit lower past those signs, we're going to start to go through a bit of an overgrown grassy patch right here, and you can hear the water squishing everywhere. There's water everywhere here. But anyway, here we're coming back to the main trail.
Alright, we made it back to the fire trail. Good work, team. Whew. We're just talking about if we would have just gone up to that first campsite and not gone up to the Spicer's Peak cliffs, how much easier it would have been. But you know, because we went up there and came back down in darkness and the rain and the headlights and the danger, we got an adventure right there that we would not have had if we just took the easy route. I would have preferred the easy route though. All right, we made it up to Governor's Chair. Let's just get one more view.
Pretty view.
It is a pretty view.
It's not like where we camped. I think where we camped was better, hey?
Where we camped was better, yeah. Nothing like it.